What the juck is up, everybody? Gender here, back at it with another video. It is episode 19 of the Maplestory 2026 progression series. Happy Star Force. Hoping Star Force went well for you guys. I hope all those who got into the public test server got in. I am not salty. Anyway, we had mere moments of the game probably forever changing. I'm recording this at like 10 o'clock at night, so 12 hours when this video goes live. We'll probably get patch notes and the PTS will be available, and we'll see what crazy things or inane things Nexon has cooked up. Mainly being the Star Force changes. That's going to be a pretty big thing. But I digress. We're here to look at what happened last week and what's going to happen. Little looky-loo into what's happening next week. So let's go over some highlights. First one, which is very fun, the Ren got a source of suffering. Very big, huge milestone for the Ren, as this one can pretty much instantly become a 21 star. Become 21 stars and like just be equipped. So the Ren, once this is Star Forced, will you be force set now, which is kind of crazy. So that's exciting. Next on the list is, yep. Biggest thing over this weekend will be the public test server, but with how Nexon has like Thanos snapped the selection process, it's more likely a private test server, as you have to get lucky to be selected to participate. And I'm seeing people who have never touched this game be able to get in. It's like, okay, cool. Meanwhile, here's me with QA experience, be like, cool, yeah, we don't want you here. I'm not salty. I'm not. I don't want to test out the new class extensively. I don't. I will try and find my best way to cover ECS. I'll see what information I can glean. I can at least react to it or give my 2 cents. I just won't be able to test it myself, it is a little annoying. But oh well, let's move on. Now, the good news, I actually managed to clear Hard Saren on the Idel, which is a second double S block on the Legion grid, and I'm pretty sure, given enough times I throw myself against Black Mage, Blaster should be able to clear it, get that boss damage, and I'm pretty sure the Blaster is within spec to do Saren as well. It's going to be a little tedious, because I don't play Blaster well. And then the Hayato is like dangerously close to just be able to clear the entire thing, because Hayato is just insane. I'm pretty sure Hayato could just do Black Mage off the cuff. Just like, it's just me just being bad in phase 3. That's cool. Slowly building up Legion, and then when blocks 5 and 6 come out, should be good. The Kana will be here and the Aerial will be here. Or the Aerial may even replace one of these two lads. So we'll see how we go. All right, and then I think I've got one more bit. Oh God. Oh, this has been upset. This. I was planning to redeem this. It was set to expire 2 hours before reset on May 28th, and I woke up 2 hours before reset. But I immediately went. I think this was during the last day of haste. Was it the last day of haste? This was. Where is it? Boom, the 28th. No, this was just a random Thursday. The fuck was I doing? I was out of it. That's what. I was just completely out of it. After I was sick. I blame it on my sick brain. Completely forgot this box was expired. So now I just don't have a vac pet. My current one is run out of juice. And I'm like, do I really want to redeem it for the 15 days until the patch hits? Which means it's going to be annoying, because if we have a new event Mac proc, and there's haste event coming soon, like a rune day. Look, I may just thug it out on a demon slayer who can just TP farm and doesn't need a vac pet instead. All right, so that's oh, all right. Do I have any more good news? That's it. That's all the news I have. So we have some good news, some bad news. But look, let's get into the week. All right. First up, big milestone for the guild. Hit level 20. Yay! Nearly level 25. Like, the things I want at level 25 don't even matter, because this guild gets reworked next patch anyway, and it gets a lot better. But pretty happy with this. Making it's mainly because of the weekly contribution change that's made leveling up this thing so much faster. And you can see by last week compared to this week, we got 5 Breath of the Artisans. 5. And that's with me missing. I didn't do the daily or the weekly last week, so I didn't get one from guaranteed one. So it could have been a 27, which is absolutely insane. And watch as we will not need Star Force Room with these changes. Who knows? I know eventually once we get auto Star Forcing, we won't need the Star Force Room if we do get that copy from KMS. All right, let's look at the recap of the week. So we had biggest one was Star Force Day on Sunday. We had a bunch of showcases being released. I didn't do the Wild Hunter and the Demon Slayer showcases as I completely slipped my mind. I just did all the baby bosses on them, and then I tried to record the main bosses on them, but then I kept dying out because I wasn't used to the kit yet. I was like, you know what? I'll give myself a week, learn their kit, maybe get them a little bit stronger, and then do a showcase where I'm not inting and making like a 3-hour run. Okay, so I don't want to VOD review a 3-hour run. All right, so it's been a decent week. This last 3 days was I was like recovering from being sick, and what else was I doing? Feeling not the burnout, but there's always fatigue after a big event. It's like, damn, did all that. Now we're gonna go up again, and it was just, I was also putting a lot of stress on myself. Like, oh, I'm gonna do these bosses. They're gonna be like a 20-minute clear, but honestly, it weren't that bad. But like these two are already clearing. The Demon Slayer and the Wild are already clearing within like 12-15 minutes. Like, again, it's not even that bad. Here I am like dooming. Oh no, it's a 12-minute run. Not that bad. All right. So campus life. We are now looking at basically everything's nearly maxed. We got the ID maxed out. We got the Arcane River thing maxed out. Now we're doing Soul Eater and all stats. So these will be able to go to level 8 once I haven't killed the mobs. This is the first weekly reset where I didn't start with clearing the 60k mobs. So yeah, that's because I don't have a vac pet, and farming without a vac pet feels ass. All right, overview of the characters. So, forgot to do this. The Adele did hit 281. The Blossom is 271 thanks to how juiced the new Epic Dungeons are with the event EXP. And then Wild Hunter has binged at 265, while DS and Hero are at 260 and 261. Demon Slayer is still getting the order request as we are slowly working our way towards getting Hecate in all of them. The frags have been obtained for the Adele on the Blaster thanks to Angler Company and Nightmare Paradise. I'll be switching it up, doing Angler Company on the Hayato. Now this is it's a little awkward because we have 2 more weeks of the patch, and I could do these. There are 2 ways I could go about it. I could add 2 high mountains on 2 characters, so like 80 frags or 40 frags on 2 characters, or 80 frags on 1. Or I could do Nightmare Paradise only on the Adele and get the 70 and do it again. That's 100. Like, I am potentially, that's a lot of frags. I'm giving up like, what? It's like 80 frags. So it might be better to just do Angler Company. Even just do Angler Company on the rent, honestly. Means I don't have to farm for the... I don't like farming. Oh, honestly, I could just do it on the rent. I may just do that. Do this week at least on the rent. Get enough frags for Hecate. And then, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm putting my foot down. So I'm pretty sure when the patch drops, you can do all 3, which sounds like burnout fuel, which is ridiculous. And it also means I have to get some more characters to 280 so they can benefit from Nightmare Paradise. All right, so yeah, doing Nightmare Paradise on the Ren just to get it up to Hecate level of frags. And the mules all have a long way to go. Even if I do high mountain on them, they will need a surplus from the Urda request, while the Demon Slayer still needs a lot. I still want to unlock. It's going to unlock the Ascent when reset hits, but I still got to spend like an additional 150 on the Wild Hunter. Demon Slayer still has 3 skills, so it's like V skills need to be leveled up just for a small boost. All right. Moving on for the spending, I'm broke as fuck. I have no money. I managed to get I think I topped up to a 188 bill. This is not bad. This is, excuse me, I sneezed. This was including the Black Mage resets to me. So spent about a 158 bill on the star forcing, had about a 173, and I think it was the Adele and the Ren soloed. Been trying to get a Blaster solo in, but haven't quite done it yet. And I think the Hayato and the Kana duoed or trioed. That gave me a bit of extra funds to cube the Wild Hunter and the Demon Slayer, which is quite nice. But I think I may have 2 bill to my name. I think I have like 2 to 3 bill. Nothing. I have nothing. But new weekly income is now 60.4 bill, which is absolutely massive. Huge amount of money per week. It's just we're at what 11 CTD boss meals, which is just absurd. I think I am making more. God damn. Yeah, I want to get these things juiced. I think my initial assessment of just getting them all like full 21, full 27% plus, and then liberated may not be enough. We'll see once they, like the Shade and the Dormoy will be the first like examples. Once they're liberated, how fast do they clear? Because they're doing it roughly in an hour right now. If they can go to like 45 minutes, that's decent. 45 minutes is okay. Ideally 30 would be fantastic, but they managed to be pretty juiced. Look, again, the Star Force changes, like I'm talking in my butt here. We don't know what the Star Force I don't know what the Star Force changes are, but hey, everyone else does because this video is going at reset when we'll see those changes. So I'm just speculating on the eve of the Inkwell Star Force changes. All right, continuing on. Didn't do much with Maple UID because I haven't really found. I've got like 200 coupons that I can redeem, which is absolutely nothing. And then I have a cheeky look at the diary showcase. Who got lucky this week? And you betcha, the Blaster continues the high roll. This was a 3-man hard Saren party. One lad didn't need the emblem, and it was a 50-50 against another bloke, and I managed to win the coin toss. The Blaster, in an instant, could become 4-set, which is just absolutely insane. And of course, the Ren got the Source of Suffering. All right, let's get into the characters. All right, the Ren starts off with another massive CP change. It's so topsy-turvy, but this is from the Haste title, which has juiced it up a little bit. It allows me to like one burst like out of the gate gloom, which is quite nice. So it's just shy of 275 mil CP. I think this could go to like maybe 290 with Blackout, which is kind of insane. Still sitting on not upgrading the symbols because that's like 5 bones right there, which I don't really want to spend yet. I could probably spend it just to get the upgrade, but you can see just how little farming I've done now. Now that haste is over, the back pet's dead. This was the Wednesday getting all of the last minute, what's it called? This is 60k kills, and this is when I forgot to redeem the back pet. Oops. But a quick look at the gear, nothing really changed. Got this last week, and it's still chilling. But cheeky little upgrade path of what I want to do now that I have the sauce. I want a 22-star an emblem, a superior pendant. I have 5 of these just chilling. Each one of these represents 1 month farmed in Golix. I also have a bunch of DOMs, which I didn't get any extra DOMs this week. Again, no DOMs. Ark, what are you doing? Compare this to my Adele Blaster. And no, the Adele and the Hider, even the Kana, they're all sitting pretty with a shit ton of DOMs. Whereas the Ren, not so lucky. I'm a little sad that I'll have to put this on ice for a bit. A double prime Daybreak. I'll be wearing the sauce in replacement, but this will be put in storage. Well, it'll be put in the inventory, locked away down here somewhere. Well, I won't touch it until I graduate from Golix, which won't be for a while. And yes, we have one piece from Kelos. We have 9 more weeks, and we get our first Eternal, which is absolutely fantastic. And then that also does mean we have 29 weeks from just a normal Kalos, be able to get 3-set Eternal. However, this will be streamlined and made much faster once I learn these 2 bosses, and then eventually Malefic Star as well. They'll all be progging, so it'll be a piece pretty sure it'll be a piece every 10 weeks. And you're doing 4 bosses. That's basically a full set of armor every 10 weeks, just by doing like the entry level content, which is kind of nice. But yes, I also do want to learn, especially I want to learn First Adversary, because it's much more needed to progress in Challenger World. Kalos, I more or less know. Like, I don't know the finer timings yet of like dodging Kalos himself. But I'm in a Kalos min clear, sorry, a Chronos min clear. Everyone's like super juiced, so we just 1 burst every phase, and like the hardest part is this test, really. But cool, that's it. Still need to learn these 2. Didn't have much time for it. All I've done for my homework for boss clearing this week is I watched a First Adversary guide and a little bit of the Malefic Star guide. Need to go back to those. Most of my attention was for this week, or the back end of this week, was finishing up bosses on the Demon Slayer and the Wild Hunter, and then doing all the Black Mage runs, and also clearing Hard Sarah on the Adele, which took a couple tries, because I'm greedy. That's the best assessment of my playstyle. I'm very greedy with my damage, and I will overcommit, which can ends up backfiring. Alright, moving on to the Adele. Adele hasn't changed much. Oh yeah, the CP also increased because of that 3% crit damage I got from a Legion Champion. But the Adele, Blast, and Hayato, and the Ren all got some extra cheeky gains. The Adele hasn't changed much. Just a snapshot of where it's at, and then its equipment. You can see, look at these. Oh my god, so many DOMs, so many sub pendants. Like, this inventory is crazy. I'd also need to start building up these arcane collections to eventually get these to 22 stars. It will happen sooner rather than later. All right, moving on to the Blaster and it being a Lucky Dog. It finally broke the 200 mil mark. That shouldn't be there. Ignore that. It's not enough for Hecate, which is fantastic. But oh god, the Blaster has so much potential. Here it is in all its glory. Haven't even really potted it that much. I may throw some free cubes on to get to unique. See if I can get a cheeky legendary. And solo cubes. Inventory is pretty not well organized, but the juice is right there. 1, 2, 3, and then I can craft a map with this. Would be a huge upgrade over a 12-star. Even if it's a transposed to monocle, it's 12 stars. But getting this to 18-star, getting the AT to 18-star, instant 21-star pendant, and plus the natures, that's 4 set right there. That's crazy. And then it's already missing, at that point, it's really only missing the Zerkt and then the book, which is just insane. It doesn't need a badge because I've got a legacy portable badge, and then only really waiting on CFE and Dream About, which don't really need a matter. This thing will be 5 set for a long time. 5 set pitched. 4 to 5 set pitched. Could go like even further beyond with a black card if I really wanted to push this like clear content. There are like things I can play around with, but yeah, very excited for the gains and the blast. Like, it's already 200 mil at this level. But one thing I have started doing, I'll highlight it real quickly back on the Ren, but the Ren has, despite it being my highest CP character, it only has 505% stat. This is mainly because of, what are the main ones? It's just I think it's the hat. From the 24%. Yeah, like, it's not, this is not endgame. Endgame is like 600 plus. And the Adele, which is the second best, only has 525. This one's more so 227% here. Actually, 345. Yeah, it has a lot of gains to be made. But the Blaster, you can just see how juiced the Blaster is. It's sitting at 573. But again, slightly inflated because of a 33% legacy badge. But yeah, you can see its gear is quite juiced. To be fair, its best pot, this 12-12-12 on the top, which is one of the most insane pots to get on top, barely rare anymore, and this is equivalent to a prime, double prime, level 160 plus gear. But yeah, the blaster has an absolutely absurd amount of stat. And it can get even more, which is insane. Alright, so they're the blaster gains, and its potential. I'm looking forward to gearing up the blaster further. Alright, moving on, because we still have the biggest players as we will whiz past through these guys. The Hayato's at 504%, so it's basically equivalent to the Ren. It's just lacking in the star quality, I think. These two are still 18 star. And then, what else is it rocking? Oh yeah, it's pots. These pots need to be fixed. This needs to be the boss or attack. And these two, I'm saving this until I get to Matra's. I'll eventually get one. To be fair, I didn't highlight this, but the Hayato also saw a emblem drop in Hard Saren this week, but lost the distribution. But hey, that's fine. But yes, the Hayato, with its inventory, is poised to get so much stronger. Sad that I have to hold on to all these belts, but it is what it is. I do eventually want to get these two to 20, like all of them to 22 star. But that'll happen over time. Okay, Hayato, small snapshot, nearly at 130 mil, and getting up there. All right, quick look at the Kana. Not much to talk about, as nothing has really changed. Kana has 496 stat. Again, I will say both the Hayato and the Kana do have the legacy GSE, which does inflate it quite a bit. Honestly, I should have made more characters have legacy. I think I have the Bowmaster has a GSE, and I could have just made that a Legion Champion or AC-10 Boss Mill, and it'll have an unfair advantage. But no, I didn't. It's still a Lomian Mule. But yeah, the Blaster, Hayato, and Kana are the only ones in like the top 13 here that have legacy gear on. All right, moving on to the Shade. Shade hasn't really progressed that much. It literally has become I log on to it once a week to do bosses, and that's it. It's slow accruing spares, as I will need to take the Slime Ring to 21 stars, and then I think gear is completed until I then liberate, and then eventually I graduate it from Ebsos. But it'll be like the last thing I upgrade Ebsos to Arcanes. If we look at its Prog, it's still slated to liberate in the first week of July, which would be fun. But yeah, so it is the only Satini Boss Mill to have a pitch drop, which is kind of crazy. Still rocking the Roll 3 and the Weapon Jump 3, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing much to report. Emblem is still 2-line, so I could always change this to like a damage line or an IAD line, but not needed. The shade does work. All right, moving on to the Dawn Warrior. Same thing here. I'm not sure it actually it gained a little bit of range thanks to, I think it's like the all stat line that I maxed out, but it's slightly stronger. Similar position. This one is still rocking the Lydium part, so we'll eventually get it change that. But yeah, this is the same case. This one needs more Twilight Marks, has 2 so far. We'll eventually get that to 21 star, but yeah, not much has changed here. It's getting very close. This is level 5 now, so it's only doing Odium dailies. Once that's level 5, just don't need to log into this thing again. Only for like once a week to do bosses, and yeah, it's now lined up with the Shade to liberate on the same week. It's gonna be a fun week when both of them get some massive gains like this, which is gonna be fun. All right, the Lin. This is the last one before we see the 2 stars of the show. The Lin hasn't changed that much. I didn't change this, but its CP went up by 9 mil. I popped a black card, so this screenshot is wrong. I will fix that later. And Mark sitting at 18 star, and then it's got some slam rings, or 2 slam rings so far. This one's poised to go to 21 star. Well, I don't think I started this at all. But I will need to Star Force this and change it to the boss set so I get that cheeky 10% boss. Honestly, Look, I'll just wait for the Star Force changes to see how I should go about this. But some easy free gains, and this should bring up its CP to be closer towards the Shade and Dawn Warrior. That's about it. And then it will liberate later in July. I also need to forget, so I don't overcap points. I must do these traces, these missions. I must do them. All right, cool. That's the Lin. And now for the first big winner of the patch, the Wild Hunter. Went from 19.6 mil to 74.8. God damn. That is a massive gain. Let's look at what it's sitting at. It did manage to hit 265, nearly 266, thanks to like let's Monster Park Extreme, the advanced tickets. I don't think this partook in any. I think it did a little bit of luck, sort of, tiny bit, but it's been getting up there. Nearly have everything unlocked in Hexa. It's just 150 more frags for these two, and then of course the 125 Soul Hecate. And this is how the event went for it. So the biggest eaters were the level 140 rings. I had 2 sub earrings. They boomed at 20 stars and 19 stars. This thing also, I should point out, where is it? It doesn't have a Golix belt yet. I'll get this next week. But yeah, this is 70. This is good. So it'll be 80 mil range basically with this equipped. So it's currently just rocking a 22 star reinforced that I accidentally took to legendary because I wasn't paying attention. But yes, 18 star Absol gear. So they are going to be, despite once everything's done, they will be definitely weaker than the Dawn Warrior, Shade and Lin. But eventually, once I have the box income and it's designated to them, these will be tabbed to 21 stars, so their ceiling will be higher. Unfortunately, the pat mark boomed going down to 20, but a BBM did go to 20 star. 8-3, a lot of rings. Oh God, booming at 21 to 22 is it's sad, but hey, it happens. This top took a lot of money for some reason. I don't know why. I crazy how much this ate. But apart from that, this shoe took a lot. This was 6 bones. Get an 18 star. God damn. And yeah, it was really just this mastering that was really annoying. But everything else was, I guess, within reason, I guess. It went okay. I will say the DOMs went fucking crazy. 1 boom each. That's so good. And this one boom happened between 20 and 21 star. That's how good the DOMs went. I think this thing still has DOMs in its inventory. Did I include its inventory? I didn't. Okay. Anyway, let's look at its games. So it's currently sitting at just shy of 400% stat. Still has a lot of stat to be gained. I did get a Twilight Mark after the Star Force event. This Will thankfully dropped this. I didn't want to do Will because he's such a pain in the butt. But I eventually decided to do it like yesterday, and Will gave it to me. I started 18 star, took like 3 bill off event, and it's like 2 line. I think it's 3. This is a 3 line 15% or something crazy. But it gave me a 2-3 mil CP range, which is quite nice. And once this gets a slime ring, no slime ring yet, I can replace this event ring, which is just like drop rate, which will give it even more damage. But I did pop a black card on this and the Demon Slayer just to make getting through Titani a little easier, and you can see that they fully cleared. But a lot of its first, like I think it's like 490 it gets per week, which is quite nice. And then we have a expected target at the end of all when it liberates, so quite nice. A lot of work to do. Still have Budge I want to recube. It did get really lucky with a 3 real line on the cape and the shoe. It's got 10%. It's like a 2 line on the glove, but I do want to change this to 2 line crit damage. But a lot of stats to be acquired, mainly from the earrings. That's going to be a massive upgrade. I was getting the Twilight Mark up to legendary. We're very happy with the Wild Hunter. Again, it's going to be a huge gain in the sub belt. And just to see its damage profile, the Wild Hunter is not as burst heavy as Ren. A lot of its damage does come from its Hurricane. I was curious. I should do this for all the classes, get a representation of their damage profile. So I might do this again for Jade, Dawn Warrior, going into the future, so I have a quick look at where all their damage actually comes comes from. So this was Dark now. So the biggest contributors are their command skills and why cooldown reduction is so important. I think this says 1 second cooldown reduction on the hat. This is 21% one line CD. I think like they want 5 to 6 seconds cooldown reduction, something insane like that. When like 4 is the most reasonable you can get in Chronos or in heroic servers. All right, so quick view on how their full damage distribution in a 11-minute 20-second run of Dark now. But hey, that's the Wild Hunter. All right, now for the big one. Well, second biggest, the Demon Slayer. And look at this. 24.2 to 92.4 mil. What? And the elephant in the room and why this was possible is we have a lucky dog on our hands. This DS is seeded, and I kid you not, it's first ever hard Damien. And this shield drops. Like, are you serious? I could not believe this thing dropped. Absolutely insane. The Jonty is looking at a 92.4 mil CP. A lot of this is inflated due to this thing right here. I still can't believe it. I also got a nice 3-line for it. That was a really good settle. All right, now we can see how it went over Star Forcing, and the immediate thing that is just painful to look at is this 21 bill need a 22 star dom. I eventually had to resort to using star cores on star pendants to get this a 21 star. I don't recommend that. They should be saved for your pitch gear. But I was like, fuck it, I just want this thing done. I don't want it to be like holding a 20 star or an 18 star pendant. I just want it done. I only went through 5 booms. But hey, it's done. it's done. But yeah, this is how the this is how cubing went. Oh, sorry, Star Forcing went on the Demon Slayer. I was just so shocked at this experience that I was a loss for words. All right, so how does that translate? So Demon Slayer is also at 401% stats, so pretty similar to the Wild Hunter. Standouts is Twilight with 30%. I think these two went 27% within like 1 cube, which is very quick and very nice. Still very low stat on the belt and the earrings. The Pat Mark did go 21, which is very happy. I think this was a cheap one as well. Pat Mark 21 star. Yeah, 3.4 bill. That's pretty good. No booms. No booms with the earrings as well. So the rings, which is really nice. This is a 3-line shoe, like 1077. But I do want to get this upgrade. Same with the shoulder. The shoulder could do a lot of work. So this thing is probably going to be an overinflated 100 more CP baby before it's liberated, which is just insane. But yeah, lots of gains still be made, and it's okay. I've had to get used to flying around with Glide because I never had that shit enabled, but it's actually pretty good. And this is more burst oriented. But its burst last is pretty good. It's weird. It has like sustained burst. Like its origin has like a backloaded burst, and that's good. I'm enjoying Demon Slayer. Yeah, it's also clearing and same liberation as Wild Hunter. It is 15 points of Traces of Darkness behind the Wild Hunter for some reason. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe the Wild Hunter was doing other bosses earlier. They were both created on the same day. Look, it doesn't matter. All right, and the little gup of the account still climbing up its ranks. It went up a little bit thanks to getting level 16 symbols, and that's about it. It's got about 42 days left of becoming 4-set Golix. That's when I'll look to be graduating it to a C10E boss mule. It's slowly accruing spares. This thing already has 2 superior pendants. Two superior belts. Superior earrings. Are you kidding me? It's like 3 weeks old. No, wait, maybe even 2 weeks. The shit is also, I don't know what it is with my warriors. They are just seeded. So I'll probably look to upgrade this as we move on see what events we get. But yeah, if I will have a surplus of money. If I don't spend anything, I'll very quickly gain a big surplus where I can spend it willy-nilly. All right, I've been yapping for 35 minutes. There's actually a lot to talk about this week. To be fair, I also did want to yap. So we'll end the segment or this video with a plan for next week. And my week's quite bare. Like, I was at a loss of trying to think of, like, what am I going to do this week in game? There's not really much to do. It's just dailies, your bosses. I guess we have the cash up transfer event next week. So all this is because I didn't get into the PTS. Okay, I'll stop complaining. I will somehow try and collect info from a PTS without being on the PTS. We've got the Wild Hunter and DS showcases coming up. I also want to do my initial thoughts on Errol. I'll try and find content on Errol somehow. And then, of course, I'll do a review on the patch notes whenever I see them. Cool. All right, so that will about do it for this week. Thank you all for watching. As always, have a fucking good day. I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.